Hello, wrestling fans, and here I am with a review of NXT Deadline 2023. There was a pre-show match which saw Nathan Frazier take on the masked wrestler known as Axiom. Some good mat work to start off the match. Axiom puts the octopus hold on Frazier. Frazier with what the heck I write here? Oh, Frazier puts the Cobra clutch on Axiom. Frazier hit a moonsault reverse DDT combo, which AJ Styles was known for. Axiom hit what they called a half and half suplex. I think that was the Kabashi plex, I'm mistaken. Hits a nice moonsault on the floor. Frazier hits a super kick into a... What the heck? Sorry, people. My handwriting's all messed. It seems to be having trouble. Okay. It was Frazier gave Axiom a superplex into like a twisting neckbreaker suplex combo. Hits a second super kick. Later on, Axiom hits a super kick of his own. Actually, no. Frazier hit a super kick. Eventually hit a second super kick. Axiom hits a Spanish fly off the top rope, and Axiom with a super kick of his own to defeat Nathan Frazier in the pre-show matchup. Now, the main show kicks off with the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels in the ring, and out comes CM Punk, and they talk about, Punk was talking about, will he sign with Raw or SmackDown or possibly NXT, and both Michaels and Punk, they do a selfie, I think, to end the segment. Then on to the first match of the main show, we see Dragon Lee with Rey Mysterio, who actually joined with Vic Joseph and Booker T on commentary because Rey's been on crutches for some time, as Dragon Lee challenged Dirty Dominic Mysterio for the North American Championship. Dragon hit a Hurricane Rana and a dive to the floor. Dominic hit a DDT on the apron. Dominic hit the Three Amigos, which was the three suplexes that the late Eddie Guerrero was known for. Dragon hit a top rope stomp while Dominic was in the tree of whoa. And then he did it again. Second time was in the ring. Dominic hit a drop kick. Dragon with a Snapdragon suplex. Dominic hit a power bomb. Dominic went for the 619 but missed. Dragon hits a power bomb, and then he hits like a satellite reverse DDT and Dragon Lee pins Dirty Dominic Mysterio to become the new NXT North American Champion. So I'm guessing this means Dominic will no longer be seen on NXT, and it was noted that Dominic was not accompanied to the ring by any members of the Judgment Day. Not Rhea Ripley, not Finn Balor, not JD McDonough, even Damian Priest. Next up was time for the Women's Iron Survivor match. Now, this was a match with a 25-minute time limit, and every time a wrestler got a pinfall, they get a point. The person who gets pinned has to spend 2 minutes in a penalty box. Way to steal from the NHL. It kicked off. The first two participants in there were Fallon Henley and Blair Davenport. It was great mat work to start out. Eventually, Tiffany Stratton entered the match. She and Davenport double teamed Fallon. Stratton hit a Hurricane Cronus or whatever, that cartwheel backflipping elbow into the corner with both Blair and Fallon in the corner. Stratton hit the Alabama Slam on Fallon, but Blair pinned Fallon, scoring for her first point, and Fallon had to spend 2 minutes in the penalty box. Kalani Jordan eventually entered. Davenport. Oh my God, jeez, can't read this good. This is my own handwriting I'm reading off of, folks. Okay, I see that part. All right, I got that part. Jordan Kalani entered. She hit a playmaker on Tiffany Stratton. That's the move MVP was known for. His finishing move. Then Jordan hit the split-legged moonsault, which Rob Van Dam was known for. She did that on Davenport. I'm sorry. Jordan, I think I said, playmaker on Stratton, a split-legged moonsault on Davenport. Fallon ended up pinning Stratton with a shining wizard. Lash LaRue entered. I'm sorry, not Lash LaRue. I'm sorry. Botchamania. Lash Legend enters last, and she double power bombs both Fallon and two of the ladies. Double power bomb on a Tower of Doom spot, and then she double superplexes the other two ladies off the top rope. Lash chokeslam Stratton. She powerbombed Fallon. Jordan gave Lash a Hurricane Rana, and then hit a moonsault on the floor. At one point, Stratton and Fallon were both in the penalty box, and Metaphor came out to block them from both coming out, and they're both trying to climb out from the top of the penalty box. Stratton pushes Fallon off the penalty box, comes crashing through the commentator's table. Then Stratton jumped on top of everybody else on the floor, including the members of Metaphor, namely Noam Dar. Mm-hmm. Davenport pins Kalani with a stomp off the top rope. Kalani hit this unique kick on Stratton. It was reminiscent of what Rob Van Dam would catch an opponent's foot and then would do a spin kick at the person. It's not the same exact kick RVD did the Van Dam with, but it's like I call it the Van Dam kick anyway. That move where Kalani catches the foot and does a spin kick. Rob Van Dam did that first, I believe. Okay. Stratton. Huh? Okay, Stratton ends up pinning Lash with a moonsault. Jordan hit a 450 splash on both Davenport and Stratton, but they both kicked out. Davenport hits a super German suplex on Jordan. Then she pins Fallon. I forgot how. Stratton threw. Okay, well I think that was the final pin actually for the match, and time eventually ran out. Blair Davenport defeats Fallon Henley, Tiffany Stratton, Kalani Jordan, and Lash Legend to win the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. After the match, Blair Davenport takes the microphone, but out comes Women's Champion Lyra Valkyrie, or is it Lyra Valkyrie? And before she even walks in the ring, Cora Jade, who had not been seen in months in NXT, attacks her from behind. I thought Cora Jade was going to be called up to the main roster, but they just did this, I guess, storyline. I don't know if she took time off or she might have been healing up a nagging injury, but Cora Jade has apparently returned. But as a result of Davenport's win, she will challenge Lyra Valkyrie at NXT New Year's Evil, which will be the first NXT weekly show on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. All right, after all that chaos, next up we had Lexis King taking on Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo had an enziguri early on. King with a drop kick through the second and top ropes onto the floor. They did a chop exchange. I didn't really pay much attention to this match, folks. Eventually, Hayes wins with nothing but net, which is that top rope leg drop he's known for. And Hayes defeats Lexis King to pick up a victory. Next up, it was time for the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge, as we start out with, it was the big men, Dijak and Josh Brooks. They go at it. Dijak hit Brooks, I think one of them hit a Rana on the other. Dijak chokeslam Briggs. He chokeslam Briggs. Tyler Bate eventually enters third. Bate hits an exploder suplex on Dijak into the quarter. I think Brooks pins Dijak. Bale hits a tiger driver, a tiger bomb on Briggs. Briggs eventually, Bate pins Dijak, so Dijak went back into the penalty box again. Trick Williams entered fourth. He hit a double neck breaker on Dijak and Briggs. Bate. The heck? Oh my god. Oh, my eyesight's getting worse. Or what the hell is the problem here? Actually, in an impressive feat of strength, Bate puts a Trick in a torture rack, and he's got him up on his shoulder, like Lex Luger's over the torture rack, and he's spinning him around. At one point, actually, I thought Claudio Castagnoli actually did that a long time ago to someone. And he eventually, as he's still spinning Trick around, he lets his arms go, and it's like a no hands thing. And before Trick hit the mat, that was very, very impressive by that strong. No pun intended when I say Tyler Bate is a strong boy. Let me see. Eventually, I think I forgot who. Two of them wound up in the penalty box. And they're brawling. Trick does a dive onto on all opponents, and by the way, Braun Breaker entered last, and Breaker. Wow, is this okay? Dijak, he pins Trick with a Yakuza kick. Braun Breaker, he actually speared almost. He speared Briggs, Bate, and Dijak. Pinned all three of them after spearing them. Braun hit a top rope Hurricane Run on Dijak, and in the process, as he's in midair, Tyler Bate catches Dijak with a powerbomb and pins him. Braun with a second rope flipping slam, I think on Bate. Dijak and Briggs both double choke slam Bate. Dijak pins Trick with a moonsault, while Briggs pins Braun Breaker with a moonsault. The big guys, Briggs and Dijak, hit a double kick on each other. Braun spears Trick through the barricade surrounding the ring, breaking it. Briggs hit a moonsault on Braun Breaker. Dijak chokeslammed Braun Breaker on the announce table. I don't know if it's the same one that broke during the women's Iron Survivor match. Trick rolled up Briggs to pin him. He rolls up Dijak to pin him. Somebody took a Trick used a jackknife pin to pin Tyler Bate, and then Trick pinned Breaker with a running knee strike, and eventually time ran out. Trick Williams won the men's Iron Survivor Challenge. Now Trick Williams will get to challenge the NXT champion at New Year's Eve, Tuesday, January the 2nd. Okay. Next up was a steel cage match, which saw Roxanne Perez take on Kiara James. Didn't really pay much attention to this matchup. Early advantage for Kiara James. Perez hit the pop rocks. James tried to try to escape through the door, but the ring announcer announced to the crowd before the match that the only way to win was by pinfall or submission. But as Perez pulls Kiara James back into the cage, James brings in a steel chair. Perez, I don't know if she tried to climb out, but Izzy Dame slammed the cage door in Perez's face. Kiara James uses the chair and pins Roxanne Perez to pick up the victory. Then it was time for the main event as Baron Corbin challenged Ilya Dragunov for the NXT Championship. Corbin was doing a lot of headlock mat work had a headlock on Ilya, and they were on the mat a lot. Ilya hit a cactus clothesline to the floor. Hits a DDT and a Uranagi. Actually, no. Let me see. I'm sorry. The cactus clothesline. Ilya gives Corbin a German suplex on the floor. Corbin drops Dragunov with a front suplex on the announcer's table, which didn't break this time. And I don't know if it was the exact same table or 3 different tables had to be brought out throughout this show. Back in the ring, Corbin did a clothesline off the second rope, hits a DDT, a Uranagi, puts Ilya in a dragon sleeper. Ilya comes back with a running knee strike, a senton off the top rope. They have a slugfest. Ilya hits the multiple chops in the corner, or as I call them, the Kobashi chops. Then does a face wash in the corner. Then a running kick to the face while Corbin's sitting in the corner. Hits a German suplex. Corbin eventually rebounds with a chokeslam off the top rope. Puts a dragon sleeper on Ilya again. Ilya comes back with a Death Valley driver into the corner. Corbin hits a move they call Deep Six. I forgot what move that is. Then Corbin hits a Death Valley driver on his own. And then hits a Brain Buster. But Ilya kicks out of all of that. Yeah, those 3 moves were done in a row, folks. Corbin hit the Deep Six, the Death Valley driver, followed by a Brain Buster. Folks, normally after 3 big moves like that, someone would not kick out. However, after being hit with 3 moves like that and seeing someone kick out, eventually Ilya hits a powerbomb. And then hits Torpedo Moscow, which is a running uppercut, and pinned Corbin to retain the championship. And as he's celebrating the victory, Trick Williams comes out, but then the show went off the air. Well, I didn't see the initial Deadline show last year, but this was a great, awesome show. They did announce their first big show of the new year, which will be aired on Peacock, is Vengeance Day on Sunday, February 4th. Be interesting to see how they kick things off in the new year for 2024, but definitely was a great, and I'm the guy that doesn't even watch NXT on Tuesday nights to keep up with what's going on, but definitely a great show, great effort by just about everybody on this event, and I still wish they would kind of do NXT would do big shows every month, not just bigger than usual Tuesday night shows either. But this was very good, and can't wait to see what NXT offers in 2024.